We have a legendary Gate Guardian Punk deck out of the UK. We have a Mathmap showcase for a new format. And we have a couple of strange little abnormalities out of regional/nationals that you might want to keep an eye on for a new format. A big 30% of you that have not smashed the ever-living crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. You might remember that Gate Guardian Punk player would have been out of UK Nationals here, and they actually shared their list with the Gate Guardian Facebook group, and I actually got the chance to grab this and put it in here. I was worried that this deck was going to have issues with, something like Gamma, but no, everything 100% carried over, and we don't even play Ryoku in the main deck, which a few people were like, well, that's the reason why you'd play the Punk, or, the Gold Pride stuff to kind of trigger off and, try to, take advantage of it, but no, it's just an interesting combination of ideas here. So we have one Kazugen, one Song of the Thunder with your one Suijin. You got your two Labyrinth Heavy Tank with two Wall Shadow. You got triple Droll Lockbird with two Prisma. We have two Magician Souls with triple copies of Captain Carey. We have triple copies of Leon, and then we have triple copies of Roller Baller. And then we have triple copies of Labyrinth Wall Shadow, triple copies of Hero Lives. This is pretty standard. I mean, just pay half your life points, drop out Prisma, laugh at your opponent. We have triple copies of The Crowd Goes Wild, triple Better Luck Next Time. Then we have one Gold Pride Starter Engines, two Prosp, one Rhoda, and one Terraforming. Pretty basic stuff in the main deck here. Extra deck down here, you have one Little Anima, one Lingaribo with one Nitro Blaster. Got two copies of Pinballer, two copies of Chariot Carry, your two Star Leon, two copies of Gate Guardians combined, two copies of literally the best one, and then we have one Water and Thunder and one Thunder and Wind. Then we have triple copies of, well, some Fix the Situation guys, some DD Kraz, one copy of the Feather Duster, two Cosmic Cyclone, triple Skill of the Drain, and triple copies of Summon Limit here. Wrapping up, well, your little Gate Guardian, I would say, combination pile of things. And really, all things considered, this is definitely one of the more interesting things I saw today. Next up is this was a TCG showcase of how somebody was looking at Mathmap here, post-circular, going to 1. Now, full disclaimer here, circular to 1 does hurt, but a lot of people are trying to patch the deck, and I think with the general patching does kind of come some interesting new little innovations here. I think that people will genuinely be excited to test out, some of the ideas with this. So, of course, we have triple Diameter, two copies of Addition, we have two copies of Subtraction, we have one Sigma with one Circular, we have one Microcoder with your triple copies of Parallel Exceed, triple copies of Aratama with triple copies of Sakitama, and then we have one Dot Scraper, got triple copies of Droll and Lockbird with your one Nibiru, we have one Ash, one Ghost Ogre, one Ghost Bell, one Kurikara, and one Crow. Interesting showcase there. We have one Equation with triple copies of Mining, triple Small World, two Talents, one Conflict, and one Superfactorial. Then we have one Almirage, one Lingaribo, one Gigolo and Crystal Heart, one Splash Mage, one Update Jammer, one copy of the Transcode Talker, one Decode Talker Heat Soul, one Access Code, one Neo Tempest Terahertz, one Exton Knight, one Aggregator, one Laplace, two copies of Alimbertion, and we have one D-Save Worm here, wrapping up the little showcase for Mathmap. Next up here is, oh boy, Madolche. So this is another showcase from another friend of mine here. Figure we toss in, where you're going to be seeing the Vernal Sif package here, actually coming back with Madolche. Now, Herald of Orange Light coming back into the spotlight here is actually kind of nice. I know a lot of people were actually very, very excited for this. I do think that this will actually give Madolche play, actually Earthbox players, kind of in general, a nice little chance to enjoy, some of the good stuff here. So we have triple copies of Ash, Blossom, and Joyspring. We have two copies of Herald of Orange Light. We have triple copies of Fenrir. And then we have triple copies of Angeli. We have two copies of Hoot Hoot, Don't Pollute. We have one Mageline with two copies of Messengelato. We have your triple Pudding Zusior with one Pudding Cess. We have triple copies of Nibiru. We also have triple copies of Vernal Sif and the Flourishing Hills with triple copies of your Misting Seedlings. Then we have triple copies of the Thawing Mountains with one Called by the Grave, two copies of Crossout Designator, your one Feather Duster, your one Chateau, and your one Salon. Then we have one copy of, yeah, we actually play this, We have triple copies of Imperm and 2 copies of Promenade. Then we have 1 copy of Underworld Goddess, 1 Abermax with your 1 Frisch to start, and then of course we have 1 IP, 1 Donner with 1 Apo, 1 Rafflesia with 1 Baguski, 2 copies of Glass Filet, 2 Tiramisu, 1 Chocolala Mode, 1 Exton Knight, and 1 Zeus. And then you got the triple Lancia, triple Droll, 2 Gamma Seal, 1 Butler-esque, 2 Lightning Storm, 1 Village, and triple copies of Evenly Matched here, wrapping up your Madolche candy treats. Now, we have a Mikanko deck. Battle Phase, Reflection, Kaijus. To be honest with you, the concept of Mikanko here versus, what the OCG was cooking out of the YCS Japan, actually to see that this did show up in our format, I actually think is kind of cool. Alright, so you got to keep in mind for a deck like this, it is a little bit more gimmicky, but gimmick can win games. I think that's one of the most important things to understand about the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! So we have triple copies of Diviner of the Herald, we have 1 Doggeron with 2 copies of Hare, we have 2 copies of Huli, and then we have 1 copy of Jizakuru, 1 copy of Nini, we have 1 copy of Thunder King, triple copies of Ohime with 1 double-edged sword, we also have 1 Hidden Armory, 1 copy of Interrupted Kaiju Slumber with 1 Lightning Storm, 1 Metal Silver Armor, 1 copy of the Mikanko Dance of Wind, we have 1 Fire Dance, 1 Mikanko Kagura, then we have 1 Purification Dance, 1 Reflection Rondo, triple copies of the Water Ebereske, and then we have triple copies of Pot of Extravagance. So yeah, draw power actually does come in handy in this. We have triple Preparation of Rites, 2 copies of the Great Mikanko Ceremony, 1 Talents, triple Thrust, and 1 copy of Mikanko Rivalry. Then we have 1 Unicorn, 1 Phoenix with 1 IP, 1 Axis Kotaku with 1 Break Sword. We have 1 Leveneer with 1 Dragon, the Overlay Charger. We have 1 Downer with 1 copy of Zeus, 1 copy of the Dehampier. You got the 1 Power Tool Braver, 1 Charles with 2 Herald, and 1 Inits. And then we got triple Crow, triple Lava Golem, triple Cosmic, 1 Promise, 2 Summon Limit, and triple copies of Roar here, wrapping up, well, a very interesting take on Mikanko. Next up here was Ninja, out of that very same event, actually getting a very high placement here. I think that seeing Ninja actually perform and do well is very, very cool. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. We have 2 copies of Baku, the Beast Ninja, triple copies of Droll and Lockbird. We've got triple copies of Ghost Ogi and Snow Rabbit. We got the 1 Green Ninja with your 1 copy of Geo. Got 1 copy of Kaguro. We have triple copies of Mitsu. We have triple copies of Little Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo. We have 2 copies of Shield Bearer. And then we have triple copies of Tobari. Triple copies of your little Book of Eclipse with a 1 Called by the Grave. We have 1 Hidden Village of the Ninjutsu Arts. 1 Instant Fusion. We also have triple Ninjutsu Art of Mystery. 1 copy of the Equip. 1 Prosperity with 1 Rhoda. Triple copies of Dancing Leaves. And 1 Duplication. Then we have 1 copy of Underworld Goddess. 2 Saizo. 1 Unicorn with 1 Dahark. We have 1 Cross Sheep with 1 Boral Sword. 1 Blade Armor Ninja. We also have triple copies of Yagamaru. 1 copy of the Ultimate Insect. And triple copies of Maizen. We have 2 Cosmic Cyclone. Triple Dark Ruler. 1 Feather Duster. Triple Dimensional Bear. Triple Evenly Matched. And triple copies of Solemn Judgment here, wrapping up this list. Now, we also have 1 Synchro list here, but the only reason why I'm showcasing this is you're definitely going to have to gut out the gammas here, but I wanted to showcase this because I thought this was actually kind of cool. A little bit of a synchro concept out of this, but it's not every day that you kind of see, like an adventure synchro package actually doing its thing. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom, triple Droll, 2 Ghost Ogre with 2 Jet Synchron, 1 Souls with 1 Mermere, 2 Necro Synchron, and then of course adjust how you need to for the gammas. We have triple Stardust with 1 Trail. We have 1 Griffin Rider with triple Water Enchantress, 1 Driver with 2 Illusion of Chaos, 1 Draco Back, 1 Faithful Adventure, triple Rite of Armesia, 1 Stardust Illumination, triple Overtake, and triple Tuning. Then we have 1 Yazi, 1 Hyper Librarian, 1 Cheng Ying, 1 Stardust with 1 Stardust Charge Warrior, 1 Satellite Warrior, 1 Omega, 1 Martial Metal, 1 Junk Speeder, 1 Jet Warrior, 1 Herald, your 1 Draco Berserker, 1 Baron, 1 Excel, and 1 Excel Synchro Stardust. And then we have 1 Durosworm, triple Magna Hut, triple Turtle, 1 Starlight, 1 Called by, your triple Dark Roller, and triple copies of, you guessed it, Dimensional Barrier here, wrapping up your chunk of a lot of good things here to come. So what do you guys kind of think about some of the cool ideas out here that players are messing around with? Please leave a comment about what you guys think. See your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.